right, good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday, March 28th, 2021. I wanted to make this video. I guess this video is more so for me getting some things off of my chest and being able to vent and talk to you all about everything that's been going on with me. So as I take this drive going through Muncie, Indiana, going down to Richmond, Indiana to Golden Corral, which is where I'm going for breakfast, I wanted to talk about ways of dealing with being on the road when you got stuff going on at home. So how do you balance being out on the road for 3-4 weeks at a time while being at home only for 4 days or so? You know, how do you deal with that? Now, again, like I said, this is a video that is probably more for me wanting to get some things off of my chest, you know, with things that's going on at home. Now, that in no means is saying that I am quitting or I'm thinking about hanging this up, because I am in this for the long haul right now. And part of that is because of what's going on at home. So, some of you may know I was doing Expediting back in 2019 for the same fleet owner, same company. I only lasted for like 2 months. You know, during that time, my wife was in the process of becoming a nurse. My daughter was like 4 or 5 at the time, and she had to get on the bus every day, drop my daughter off at her grandmother's, and then have to go to nursing school for 8 hours a day, all while doing this at 5 in the morning. You know, I commend her for that, and I respect that. So eventually that got to me, and I decided to come home. Okay, fast forward 2 years later, which is where I'm at now. I am back on the road for different reasons now. Now, one of those reasons, well, pretty much the major reason, is, long story short, or probably short story long, depending on how you look at it. Me and my wife, we are in the process of separating. You know, the papers have been filed, all that stuff. We thought it was best that we separate. Now, we've been together on and off for about 10 years, and I will say this, that I don't regret nothing from it. You know, I still love her dearly. She knows that. That will never change. You know, I'll always look out for her because we've been through a lot together in 10 years. You know, we've been homeless together. We done came up from that together. We'd have been through evictions together. We'd have been through it all, you know, the highs and the lows, but I wouldn't trade that for anything because it was a life experience with her. And, you know, like I said, I love her for that dearly. But there was a point in time where we felt that, hey, this is probably not the best thing for us right now, because we got different career paths. We got different paths in life that doesn't run parallel to each other. You know, she got her ambitions, she got her dreams, like I have mine. But for right now, they're not parallel with each other. So I respect that. Again, everything's very mutual. So no hardships or toxic. I mean, it was a little toxic at first, you know, hard dealing with it. But there are some days, like last night, I was really in my head about everything that's been going on. You know, we have a 90-day notice to move out, and with me only being home 3 times before then for about 4 days each, I feel the pressure is on for me to find an apartment, you know, all within the 4 days that I am at home. Now, I've applied to a few places, and one of them might go through after I, you know, submit my pay stub. But I you know, like I said, it's a lot of stuff going on. I feel a lot of pressure for me to, you know, be able to do all these things. And, you know, with that going on, what's going on with me and my wife, my daughter, we barely talk. Not because she's upset or anything, but she just doesn't call. You know, and that gets to me. And I think that's why I was in my head so much yesterday. Because I haven't talked to my daughter in like 3 days. You know, I tried calling her phone is off, like powered off. I tried calling my wife, she doesn't answer. I don't think she's mad at me, but I don't know. But, you know, how do you deal with dealing with stuff at home and being out on the road? And for me, one of those things is have goals in mind. Because after all, if you're smart about being out here on the road and you're efficient and you're working smarter, not harder, and you're able to balance things and you know your freight lanes, there's money to be made out here. There is money to be made out here. And for the first 3 weeks so far, I've done really well. I've done really well. I've been averaging close to 900 a week. Now, granted, you take out your 20% or so for taxes, but it's still a lot of money for me. So have goals. Like one of the goals I have is I have an $11,000 balance for my car. You know, I plan to pay that off a lot sooner than expected. If this apartment doesn't go through, I'm just gonna pay that off first before I find me an apartment. Pay it off at like, you know, $1,000 plus a month, and by 10, 11 months it'll be paid off versus waiting, you know, 3 years or so. So have that in mind. You know, if I don't want to pay off the car right away, save your money. You know, save your money, get that apartment that really, really stands out versus just settling. You know, I normally go for a certain kind of apartment because of the price, but now I'm looking for apartments that, you know, aren't necessarily in the city. Looking for them a little bit outside the city because I know I can, you know, I know how to balance my budget correctly and I can afford that. You know, another goal I have in mind is I want to be able to take vacations. You know, maybe one home time I take off for 4 days and I go to Los Angeles. Take off for 4 days and go to Miami or Atlanta, you know, or something like that. You know, so just have goals in mind. You know, another goal I have in mind is I've considered wanting to own my Sprinter van, own my own Sprinter van. You know, I want to be able to do that, go in business for myself possibly. You know, that's a consideration. You know, I also want to buy a Dodge Ram. You know, that's definitely up there on that list. So there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to do, folks. You know, and that's what's keeping me motivated to push every day while being out on the road. Because, like I said last night, I was really, really in my head. Not to the point where I thought about walking away. Like I said, I'm not to that point, and I will not be, because I have a lot to accomplish that I won't be able to if I leave. You know, but yeah, I want to, you know, when I got those goals in mind, it's driving me to push through all of the, you know, cloudiness in my head and stuff like that. So, you know, with that being said, you know, how to deal with, you know, being on the road, this is one of the ways right here. You know, set up some goals. Set up some things that you want to achieve within 3 months, 6 months. What they always say in school, short-term versus long-term goals. You know, set up some short-term goals. What you want to do in a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. You know, in a month from now, you know, I want to be able to pay all my car note, my insurance. 3 months from now, you know, I want to either be in my new apartment or put a dent in the car payment that I owe. You know, and who knows, 6, 12 months from down the line, I might get that Dodge Ram. But have a plan, folks. Have a goal in mind, and I guarantee you, it'll push you through all the cloudiness like it pushed me through all my cloudiness. But on that side, I'm going to let you go, folks. I will be back later with a weekly recap. And tomorrow, Monday, the 29th, I am heading to Laredo. I'm supposed to be going home that week. I'm going to see how that works. But this is the Great Simulator, folks. Again, we're taking this drive to go to the ground. Until next time, folks, take care.